Hey guys, hopefully this will get up really fast. This is going to be my second build in 23 years. This is going to be a 6750 build. That's an AMD Radeon 6750 XT. It will be on an AMD platform, obviously AM4, 32 gigs of RAM. I believe it's a 4600G AMD 650 power supply, but I gotta see if this is running right. So if you do hear me, I don't have my setup just right, so the camera angle is not beautiful and everything like that. At least the quality is a little better than the last one. But just give me a second here. I got to see if it shows me live or not. And it is showing me live. And it sounds like, see how loud it is. You're gonna hear my fan from my, what you're hearing is my fan from my laptop, guys. You're gonna hear my fan from my, let's see if I can move my mic. It'll what you're hearing is my fan be a little less quiet. You're gonna hear my fan from my mic. What you're hearing is my fan be a little less quiet. Alright, it's a little bit better, guys. I'm gonna obviously pause that one, and I gotta let the guys know. And you know what I should have done? Let me get them the link. Quiet, share, copy link. So this is for another person we play with, Goku. And what we're going to try to do is get it set up as fast as I can because it's really cold in this garage. I don't have my normal workbench because my normal workbench is occupied right now, unfortunately. So as you can see, there's a tower here off to the side. You see where my hand is? There's a tower right here. That tower is a GameDius, and it actually looks really sick. I got the two panels on the inside. We're going with the ASRock B450M for the motherboard. And let's just actually get this thing started because I really need to hurry up. It's freezing. This is inside the garage. So let's get going. First rule, try to do everything that you can do outside of the machine. Make it easier. In this case, usually I go with the CPU first. A lot of people ask why. I think personally it's easier. With the AMDs, you got to make sure you watch out. It has actual pins on it, and then you'll see there's a little triangle. That triangle is supposed to match up with the triangle on the motherboard. I like the way ASRock does it. To me, it's a bigger one. It's pretty simple. You just lift this arm up, and pretty much if you get it the right way, you'll know right off the bat because it'll go in without any pressure or anything. You just very slight movement so you don't bend any pins. It's locked in. That's it. Going off to the next part, which is I'm going to slide in the RAM. This is 32 gigs of RAM. And of course, I got some scissors over here. I forgot about the lovely plastic that cuts you if you try to open it. Like I said, it's not the best look. I'll try to move the camera once we get the stuff in the system so you guys can at least see the system light up. Tomorrow I'll have a big day on it because tomorrow I'll be putting on the Windows and getting it sent out, do a little bit of testing and getting it sent out to Mr. Goku. I try not to give out people's original names unless they ask for it. I see Rolling Dirty's already jumped in. He's going to be setting up on his, I don't know if it's going to be on his Kick or his Twitch. I'm pretty sure he'll mark that down now that I've said it because he listens in pretty well. So 216s. You always want to go dual channel if you can. Like I said, there's 4 slots here. I'm going to put 16 in each. These pieces of plastic, as you guys know, man, they just slice you up. Like I said, it's going to be a Radeon 6750, so he's going to have a pretty good amount of heat coming off of his. What I mean by heat isn't actual heat, although you'll get some heat. It's a computer. What do you expect? But I'm talking about, he's going to be playing anything that's like GPU heavy. He's going to be playing that with pretty good ease. And let me get the other side too. I hate when they do this. The other one I liked a little better. I didn't have to do it. It was the same type of plastic, but it was that snap-on type. So, and they got a heat spreader on one side. It's nothing fancy. Real easy to set up your RAM. You look for this little slit right here. It's a little bit offset from center. You look for the slit over here. If you look and you line it up, you can see that it lines up. Usually only one side of these opens. Open it up. It used to be back in the day, both sides opened. You get it as centered as possible. I think I usually get it in 2 and 4 because I put it in this one is 4 and this second one right here is 2. You'll hear it snap on the bottom, just so you know I got a little bit of this and static bag, but my shoes are also static resistant, so I'm not worried about static. In my 30 years of actually building PCs, I've never had a static issue. If anything, I would have been a little bit more worried today than any other day, just because it's so cold and dry out here. Okay, this guy's just gonna want to fight me from getting out. Just cut the plastic a little bit more. There we go. There's nothing fancy on this side. It's a nice looking little black PCU, as you guys can see. But on the side it has the heat spreader. And it's fancy enough. He really doesn't really care too much about LED and stuff like that either. Like, he may actually turn his LEDs off, so I got to make sure I set up the controller plug properly so he can control that. Whereas in Dirty pretty much has his green, which I actually like, mine can change, but I have mine on green. So we got the memory, we got that. So the next step would be the SSD, guys. For him, I got an MSI. It's a Spadium M371 NVMe 2 1 GB drive. And there is a slight trick with this, something I missed on Dirty's that we fixed over the net together, basically. And basically I had I put his drive in the right spot. I put his, in the wrong spot, his GPU. I didn't put it on the faster of the 2 slots, but we took care of that online. Again, in some plastic, there's the MSI right there, 1 GB. Oh, yeah, 1 GB, right? Woo, almost dropped it. You gotta remember, it's just a small PCU. All PCU means is printer control board. You can see the little offset tooth on this too. You can see where the screw is going to go in to lock it in. Has a little bit of a heat spreader. They don't get too hot unless you get an ultra fast one. They only really go in one way. Again, that tooth is offset. As you can see right here, it goes in at a slight angle, barely any pressure. And when I put the screw in, all you're going to do is like that, and you're going to do it not even hand tight. You're going to do it light finger tight. Do not go tight, you'll crack the board. It doesn't need to be tight. I just had that little, did I put it in my pocket? When I was moving the stuff right here, it is. Is that it? That's it right there. So the motherboard actually came with the screw. And the screw is tiny, guys. You're about to try to see it on my hand. You see that? It looks bigger than it is because of that, but I have tiny hands. And if that is like that, and I usually have a much better screwdriver for this. All my tools are at my workshop at work. So, let me see, is this magnetized? it's not magnetized, it's not a huge deal. I can get it in there. It'll just take me a second or two longer, that's all. Instead of just using the screw to put it in. And like I said a minute ago, you gotta watch it, it's really small. There's not much to the threading. It's barely got any threading. Again, that's because you do not have to Builworth tighten this. Some people that maybe not too PC savvy, or maybe they're building the first one, might go a little too tight. You don't have to, guys. Just relax on it a little bit. Okay, I think I got it lined up. And you see, I'm not even using any pressure with my hand. Look, I'm using the hardest spot. That's as tight as it needs to go. As soon as you feel it not move, you don't have to crank it. Other people are gonna crank it. I'll give you guys a little bit better look at it. So you see the CPU's already in. Let me get my hand on it right. Got the 2 RAMs. They're both in a dual slot setup, so it's in 2 and 4, I believe. And there's your 1 terabyte. I don't know why I said gigabyte. 1 terabyte MSI NVMe 2. Now I could put this on right now. I usually wait to put, even though this can go on right now, I usually wait to put it in when it's in the actual tower. So we got our power supply and we got that. So let's get some of this other stuff cleaned up, because like I said, I'm not working with a ton of room here. This board is actually really nice. You'll see it actually has 2 antennas right here, because right here it actually has the Wi-Fi already built onto it. If it didn't have that, I would have bought it for him and stuck one on for him. But he actually is running a setup where he's going to be land-wise, but I always like to have the backup for Wi-Fi. You never know when you want to move your machine, take your machine somewhere. Maybe something happens to your LAN side of things, but the Wi-Fi is working, so you can use it. This will be the hard metal side. You guys see all the cables? I had to unwrap them. The only bad thing they had was it was tangled a little bit. But this is actually a really nice case. It has a glass panel front end also, with about a little less than an inch, almost an inch, of space on either side, so that you can get pretty good airflow. Airflow on the top, airflow on the bottom. You guys aren't going to be able to see this too great, but you see where the power supply goes. Here with the AGW 600, this is 600 watt power supply. I thought I got the 650, I got that for dirty. I don't really need the 650, plus the 650 would have just added cost. He still has room to upgrade even with this. And this is, you'll find out in the long run, my least favorite part of building any PC is the cabling. Just never been a big fan of it. Which is why I'm happy we went away from like the IDE drives, the old style hard drives. It was just more cabling, and I noticed, even though I was pretty good at it, people could put those on backwards, bend those longer cables, or not cables, excuse me, the pins on the inside. So you notice there's no red and yellow, so we don't have the mustard look, which doesn't really bother me, but apparently it bothers some gamers. Easy to put a power supply in. It usually goes upside down from what anybody would think. You'll know the letters are upside down here. This is 80 plus bronze. But it's just easy. You'll look at the screws, you'll look at the screw holes in here, you'll notice on the top it's usually offset about an inch in. That's about an inch in right here. My finger. And you'll notice, let me see if I can get, it's going to be a little hard to get this in here. Like I said, I'm working with limited room. This right here, where this screw in, is about an inch. You can't really quite see the hole. It's right there, though. So, I'm going to get this bad boy in here. Actually, I don't need to get the cable side of it in there. Just need to get the power supply in first. Cables in a little bit after, so I can line them up a little better. So you guys see, I'm putting it in here. You're going to see the specs for this thing on that side. Someday I'll probably do some graphic or something to cover that for people. I don't have the funds at this point to do that. I could always make something and do it cheaper that way. I'm actually looking, hope we get into some money, and then I'll be able to pre-build some of these. And we'll get them going. I'm not sure if you're still in the chat there, Dirty, but if you are, try to pop up something for me, just so I know what's going on. Okay, so power supply box. Did I put those screws in my pockets? Like I said, I was working with such limited room. I put a lot of these screws in my pockets. I know that's the power supply. This one actually is really nice. It actually came with an actual tester for the big pin. I have yet. That was the first one I've ever gotten myself personally with a tester on it. Okay, where are? I know it came with screws, so I must have. That might be the bag that dropped on me. I didn't think it was an important bag. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, it was the bag. I thought it was just the tie straps, and I wasn't going to do the cable management really until tomorrow. I might do some minor cable management. And my mom's husband just walks in. Okay. That's what I was just telling them online. It's cold, so I gotta hurry up and build this before I freeze. What is fighting me right here? There we go. Okay. I need a. I'm gonna grab my. I think I have my bigger screwdriver over here. Where my scissors going? Give me a second, guys. I already sliced my hands open. I always do when I build things. Okay. At least in the garage I have the tools here, so it didn't take me long to get them. Except for some reason, none of them are magnetized, so yay. Where's my other little small bag? No, that would have been in with my motherboard. Now these you could put a little bit more pressure on them. I still wouldn't recommend tagging them down because you're talking about a very pliable metal. Just means it could bend pretty easy, guys. So you want to put it on there snug. Just hand tight. You don't have to crank it. There we go, hand tight. That one's gonna fight me. I'll get back to it. What's actually really nice about it is the black for the power supply actually matches the black for the case. So it helps out a little bit with the aesthetics if you're worried about aesthetics. I'd really like, but I couldn't afford that paint unless someone paid for it. Was that blackest black? Forget the actual term to it, but it doesn't reflect any light. So we got the power supply in, guys. I got it 600 watts. Got all the cabling over here. I'm gonna get the motherboard in. It's already got it's already got the offsets. I think this one has to come in, doesn't it? Or is this the one? Yeah, never mind. Oh, matter of fact, this is the bottom part where the supply is. There's a filter right here. So before putting the motherboard in, you got to put in the I/O cage, which is just this little guy right here. It's very sharp on the sides, doesn't take a lot of pressure. If you watch on my first video, about 6 months back or so, you'll see me describe how to put it in. You just want to be as flush as possible. Again, very, very sharp, so watch your fingers. Line it up with the hole it needs to go into and try to put even pressure through it as best you can. And you'll hear it snap when it's in place. And some of them are easier than others. Usually I get these in pretty easy, but it's gonna fight me today, huh? Well, sort of glad it did fight me because I was trying to put it in upside down. I just looked at the thing and I was like, wait a minute, I'm upside down here. Top is in. Bottom is in. That's why you were having a hard time. Come on. You're seriously gonna fight me with this? There you go. Alright guys, that one's just a little more snug than I'm used to. That one really... Alright, and it's going to go this way, guys. So, just got to line her up with the I/O ports, the shield. Okay, I need to look for... Looks like I'm going to need the other two set-offs. Now Dirty wants to figure out some type of comms. We will. It's going to be a step-by-step thing, Dirty. This is only the second one. I think I'm missing one in there. Where? No. It's not in my pockets. I didn't stick anything in my pockets, did I? I stick everything in my pockets, guys. These are the tie-offs, the memory. I'm just going to get some of the stuff out of the way so I can... It's not in here, huh? I don't need these cables, these are SATA cables. We're not doing anything SATA. I'm gonna make sure I didn't leave anything in the room. I'm looking for, so we got these offsets here. I'm looking for two more because the board is this. It's not a micro, or a mini. It's a mini, not a micro. Okay, I get it mixed up. Camera's pointing pretty much at the motherboard right there. At most, if you walk over, they might see your legs. It's my mom's husband. Looks like he's making some freshly squeezed orange juice over there. His show's probably more entertaining than mine. Okay. Yeah, the offsets are in here. I had them on my desk when I prefer to open all this stuff when I'm doing the videos. The only problem was, since you order this stuff like off of Amazon and stuff, I want to make sure nothing's broke. So I'll go through certain pieces. Like I'll look at the motherboard. I'll look at the case. I'll leave the NVMe in its box. I got scissors right here. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. And the RAM and stuff like that. Oh, well, that opened up all the way. Thankfully, pretty much flush. There we go. All landed in one spot, thankfully. And there are the offsets. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only need 2 more, so. Or 3 more, excuse me. Okay, everything's off. I will be taking this off to put on the fan, guys. So let me make sure I line up the offsets properly. Actually, I didn't even need to find them. I have 2 extra ones on the bottom, which I'm just going to leave in there just in case they're ever needed. And while I do that, the I/O, easy to pull out, hard to put in. There we go. Fight with me all you want, I/O. I'm gonna win every time. Although it may cut me because it is super, super sharp for anybody who's ever worked with one. Okay, so I need, look like I can get one there. One right. Okay. Ooh, that scared me. Most of the time you can get this screwed in without anything but your hands, but not every time. These ones are going in pretty easy, so I shouldn't have any problem. Put one right there. Okay. I just lost my mind. Where was that at again, Brian? Which one? There's two there. I didn't see the second one, so line that up. It's the one right there. Okay, offsets are on. Getting this around the motherboard is what's going to be fun because it wants to. I gotta watch it. This is just a heat sink, but it's aluminum, so you gotta watch where you grab, how hard you grab. I mean, at worst, if I break it, I have to get him another one because I broke it. He's already paid for the machine, so obviously you wouldn't make him pay for something I had a hand in breaking. It's just not ethical, although I'm pretty sure there's plenty of unethical, I hate to say it, but builders out there. And I'm gonna try to make it a little I want it to be pretty much done by now, but I haven't even gotten to plugging in the cables. Plugging the cables can be interesting too, because for god-awful reasons they think everybody has the most perfect eyesight on the planet with x-ray vision and all that fun stuff, and they make the letters of where they're supposed to go super tiny. So more than likely I'll probably use my cell phone camera to help me visualize. So a lot of people will start the screwing on this side, the end side of it. I prefer the side towards the front of the PC to start there, because if you're going to be off, you're going to be off on that side. If you can get that side lined up, you'll get the rest lined up pretty easy. So I'll usually do my first one over there, and then I'll do my second one towards the back. Sort of like you're doing tires, tightening your tires, lug nuts on. You don't want to go one right next to the other. You're going, if it's like 4 lugs and you're going completely across, if not, you're going to do basically a star pattern. I think Dirty would understand that reference. He works on vehicles. Yeah, sorry if I'm not quite as loud as I usually am either, guys. Like I said, this is not my usual workbench that I'm going to be working from. Matter of fact, I'm gonna need a little bit of lighting myself, like I said. Okay, so it's right there, right there. Remember I told you, you gotta pay attention or it won't line up. You know, you're dealing with a motherboard company, then you're dealing with a case company. This is the one that should go in there. I wish I had my magnetized one. It's somewhere in my car, and then the rest of my tools are in my workshop. And okay, this is the wrong one. This is the one that's too big. There it is. This should be it. Dirty says I'm doing pretty good on his channel. That's nice. For anybody who just came in, this is a ASRock B450. Excuse me. B450M. This is version 2.0, revision 2.0. That's what they call it, with an R instead of a V. On it, we have an AMD 4600G, and there will be a 6750, Radeon 6750, which Mr. Goku bought himself. He wanted, well, he bought the whole thing, don't get me wrong. He wanted to have a little bit more, so he had done some research on the side. I usually do most of the research, give people prices, and then from that research, you guys can maybe actually learn a little bit more about PCs, and then you turn around and you'd be like, oh, you know, I looked that up, and actually what you picked is really nice, but maybe we can go with this because it has a little more. Or in some cases, maybe you're like, oh, I can settle for a little less. Because what I'm trying to do is get the best bang for your buck on this guy, basically. Oh, I wish I had my magnet. So this guy would be more than capable of 1440p playing and streaming if that's what he really wanted to do. I still usually recommend people just stay with the 1880, 1860, 1880? I think it's 1880, isn't it, guys? Or am I just losing my mind? I think this guy, is the hole not quite lined up? Just like I told you guys, you gotta watch the hole. Okay, what are we looking like now? Right am I, guys? Where's the little guy? I need the little guy for this. You guys might hear my mom's husband come in and out a little bit. It's well, usually he goes to bed early as it is, but they got their great nephews over, and he babies them. I mean, he's just like, well, it's not his great nephew, it's my great nephew. It would be my mom's grandkids and his step grandkids. But he loves kids. He treats them really well. Pampers them a little too much probably, but hey, as long as they stay good kids. The oldest one, he's really good. I am worried a little bit about the youngest one. He's more of the hothead of the group. doesn't do anything particularly bad, but if he doesn't get his way, I think he cries a little too much, and well, I think my family gives in a little too much. Tell him sometimes you just gotta tell him no. My mom's pretty good about it, but he has too big a heart, I think, and he's like, oh man, he feels bad. Look like, did I get that hole lined up? So hard to tell. Black on black case. I remember not to tighten these all the way down when I first put them. I always forget. It's like, don't tighten them down, because then you got a little bit of play you can work with. And with me not having a magnet on this, it's that much harder. Like this little spot right here, I gotta fit my tiny, thankfully I have small hands, into the hole here. Hopefully you guys are hearing me pretty well. I could hear myself pretty well when I was on my, when I was checking my YouTube with it. I'm just hoping you don't hear the fan as much, because I moved my mic a little bit, but my gaming laptop, the fan on that thing is, it's pretty, it's pretty loud. Are you gonna go in, or am I gonna cry like a baby? Maybe I'll get that one last, just because it's hard to see. Let's get the show on the road here. I got actually really good lighting in here. This is, I'm working on black and the shadows and all that fun junk. Why is this one having a hard time getting in? This should go right in. Did I grab the wrong screw? Should be the right screw. That's the fat one. This is the skinny one. This is the one. It's the only thing I wish they would come up with more of a universal screw for doing this, but they don't have that. Oh, there we go. See that now. I have her in the hole. Why is it? No, come on, Brian. I could tell that at one point the screwdriver is magnetized because it almost wants to stick to the screw, but it's just not enough. The only problem with that is then I gotta line up these screws and yeah. Alright, there we go. Now we're getting them in. Another little guy. One, two, three, four. It's almost like this top just wants to fight with me. No, wrong one. It's this one. Let me loosen. I did it again. I tightened the screws that I shouldn't have tightened. It's a little hard to move stuff if you do that. See, it almost wants to grab it. So I'm going to get that far over. There we go. There we go. Right screws. Yeah, Dirty saying it took over an hour on his. Yeah, but Dirty, it wasn't 2 degrees in the kitchen where I built yours. It's cold in the garage. It's like 30 something degrees outside. And it's probably not 30 in here. It's probably closer to 50, but anybody who knows me knows I'm allergic to the cold. I'm a southern boy, born in Georgia, raised around the world, finished being raised like in Texas really. Spent 8 years there. Now I live in what's supposed to be sunny California. I ain't seen it yet. I think this state is a lot colder than what they want to tell people. I got all the screws in and just tighten them up. Again, you don't need to crank it down. You gotta remember you're screwing in a PCB here, a PCB board. Okay, so since I'm already here, I can't believe they tighten these as much as they do. And of course, it's a machine doing it, but you don't need to tighten these 2 little blocks down like they do. It's just so tight. I used to build circuit boards. Circuit boards are not, they crack. They're just little thin pieces of fiberglass squished together, and then there's the outer layers, which are usually a little thicker, but still fiberglass with various forms of paint. They call screening and stuff like that on it. Actually, I like the color of this board too. It's pretty slick black and gray. So when he turns the lights off, he'll have a pretty dark device. Which is what he wants. Okay, so before I even put in excuse me. I don't think I need the flashlight. Well, I will in a minute, but I don't need it right now. Before I even put in, again, my fan for the CPU, I might start throwing in some of the cables here. So just give you guys a little bit of a look if I can. I'm gonna have to move the camera, so hopefully you don't get motion sick. So far that's the motherboard in there. You see the CPU and the RAM and everything. Fits there nice and neat. Again, like I said, it's a pretty well black design. I can probably pick the camera up for some of this. Go that way. At least I have a camera for this one. I had to use my laptop camera for the last one, and it was pretty loud. Again, these things kill me. Oh, is that what I knocked off? for something he's not going to have in their SSD, but I'll get it in place after. I just need to get the cabling going here because I'm not a, like I said, this is my least favorite part. I hate cabling and cabling management. But I love building computers, so you got to deal with the good and the bad. Let's get this bad boy in there. This one doesn't fit in that, does it? No. I was trying to see if it fit in there, but there's a screen in there. So this is actually going to plug in here. I already know where this one goes. This one's pretty easy. For my own giggles though, guys, hopefully I don't hit you with the flashlight. Why is my flashlight having a hard time turning on here? There we go. I just want to make sure, because there's a notch and there's a notch on there. The notch faces the front of the device. I can feel the notch there. Line it up. It's going to go in place pretty easily. You hear it snap. There you go. I'm not going to have the cabling out there. It's going to be in here like this. So it'll look a little nice and neat, hopefully. It's main powered. This is where most of the LEDs and stuff like that will go. And then there's a fan one right here. Not a fan one, the fan one for the CPU right here. It's looking pretty slick already. So, going through our bundles of joy here. I really don't want to get it all tangled up again because it was pretty tangled up when I opened this bad boy up. More because I'm pretty sure they figured people would do exactly what I did, untangle them. Let's get that Mullix off of there. And get the main power supply stuff here. Where is... I don't have that twisty tie that I had a minute ago. Oh wait, I have one on here, don't I? I just want to, I don't need to do that, just hold it. I don't take any longer than I have to. So all you got to do is look for the big pin connector. It's easy on this particular power supply because it's the one with the braided cable around it. All the rest are unbraided. Get this bad boy into the closest hole, which is not that one. It's the one on top, Brian. This is not 1999 where they had the power stuff on the bottom next to the IDE. Bring it out. Again, you'll see there's a clip right here. I don't know if you can see it because it's a little dark, but there's a clip. And you just got to look for the lip, which is usually towards the front side. That's why you saw me just grab it right off the bat. The only thing is I wish they would do it this way because otherwise you got to always turn this and line it up, and there's a lot more pressure this way. I got it in there? Wow. Let's make sure I got it in there. Yep. Nice and snug. These are your SATA right here. We're not going to be using that because we don't have any SATA drives. We have the NVMe. This is where I'm going to put his 6750, as long as it doesn't interfere with that. I do have another slot here. These two are the same speed, unlike the other one. And again, like I said, this is LED and then CPU power supply. You're probably not going to see me use some of those. I got to get out. I got to get really close in there to see those ones. CPU. CPU usually needs to go towards the top. PCIe. I need to make sure I have. PCIe is the one's going to be for the. There's a SATA. I won't be using this. I mean, if we had the money, we would have went probably with a fully modular one, because on a fully modular one, I wouldn't have had to worry about, say, these two SATAs. There's not a lot of extra cabling on this one, though, so it's actually a really good power supply. I took it from another builder. He really enjoyed this particular power supply, so. So you can go through if you want, like that's the CPU power right here. That's why you see me holding it. I did not want to put it through the side. I knew it was somewhere up top. It's always somewhere up top. Which one's the better hole to go through? This guy. Again, it's one with the clip. You look for the lip. Lip's usually on top. Again, I wish they would have it the other way around, because to me, it feels better if it was going the other way. The only thing is they would have this aluminum heat sink in the way if that was the case, and we really don't want to have to pull this off with a clip on the aluminum heat sink side. You know what, my back is hurting, guys, so if you see me sit down like I'm about to, I apologize, but I've been working all day today, lifting 100-pound machines. So bending over like I was is killing my back. Anyone who's built PCs knows these aren't what you call bad struggles. These are just like a little annoyance type struggles. Like, oh, I just want to get this CPU plug in there. And because of where it's at, it's in this corner, so it's already hard to see. It's hard to get your hand in. Thankfully, again, I have small hands. And you got to turn and twist the cable. There we go. But once, I had it too, and I let it go before I locked it in. Once you do get it in there, it goes in pretty easily. It's just getting it to line up. Okay, I got it real good that time. So that's the CPU power supply. So now the CPU will have power. The PCI stuff, it's usually these guys right here. Excuse me for coughing. I got over sick a couple of months ago, and I've never really. Actually, these are the PCI. These are for the actual GPU guys. Excuse me. I knew I was losing my mind for a second there. Again, as you can tell, I know none of you guys can read the little tiny letters down here. I can read them from here, but to be more accurate, what I do is simply take a picture. And we're going to need the flash for this one. And, well, I guess I didn't want to do the flash. Don't say, oh, I can do it, and then you get in here and you can't see it. So, the first one right here is USB. This one's probably going to be USB also. It's usually the case. Yes, that's USB. The next one over from the second USB, fan. That's fan 2, channel fan 2. But the important ones are coming next. The PK, here we go. On the very last row. This is the one. I have to do another picture just for the very last one on its own. Get a good zoom in on it. They use some really small lettering. Okay. So PLED, powered in. HLED, HD LED, reset button. I don't like the way they labeled theirs. To me, it's a little. I mean, if that's the worst I got to deal with, though. Let's make sure I don't miss anything on the other one, though, since I zoomed in on that one. Yeah, see, on this first one, all I see is the PKP LED. There's your C11 reset stuff. CHA fan 2. USB 3 and 4. USB 5 and 6. That means USB 1 and 2 is probably on this side. Oh wait, it's the very first one over here. UART1 RGB headers. So that's going to be a fun one because I haven't had to do the RGB one all the way through yet, so this would be pretty cool. Okay, well, let me go see if I can get the right cables through here. So these ones are the ones that already came pre-packaged. You can see the cables going through here. And that's just so you can organize the cables a little better. And you'll see things like, I can't even show you from there. So, like here's the reset switch, power switch. Can you read that? It looks like power LED. The heck is this one then? This one's a plug I've never even seen before. It's a little tiny guy, I'll have to look at it. Again, this is just, I almost wish they had let me do this portion of it, but now that it's already done, I don't want to undo it, but it tangles up all the cabling because you got to wind it through it each time. This is the cabling. This right here, the one I have in my hand. What do I want to come through with it? I want to bring this one through. Get around everything so I don't block it. So bring it through that hole. And I don't remember there being holes like this back in the day. There may have been, don't get me wrong, but I do not remember this. So, again, I can actually read what it says here. I can read what it says on here now with this. The reset is at the very end. Shouldn't make any sense that it has two. Spread them a little bit more. So we got it like this. This is power switch, reset switch, power LED, power LED positive, so negative positive, and HDD2 LED. And that's how it's usually marked on here, but that's what BUilD stands for. And there's the hard drive LED. So these first two right here are the switch, or no, excuse me, the LED. So positive and negative. It looks like the way they want to go with it on this, even though it really isn't supposed to matter, is that the power is, let me grab my other phone. I have another phone, so I don't know, you guys probably won't be able to see this too well. I got to get my hands in there, which will block pretty much everything. And there's Viz. What's up, Viz? I can't wait to get my workstation back up. I really miss my workstation. So I'm just working with this first set here. That light is right in my eye, and I don't need it in my eye. I just need enough. Matter of fact, I wish actually, there is a thing to dim the flashlights. I forget where they're at though. So positive is in. And we need to get negative on top. That's the hard drive. This is the negative. This is something I think they need to change. There's no reason why it can't just be a series of plugs like the main power part or the switch here or even the CPU switch. For some reason they want you to put it in one at a time. It's dumb as rocks. Dumb as rocks. Which one's the next one? HDD is the second one, which would be this guy, but I don't even think we use the HDD, so down. Next one is power DIN. I don't know what power DIN is. Must be the power switch itself. I think it means power in. They're using a different verbiage than come on. It's not that hard. Excuse me, guys. It wants to fight me a little, but okay. You're not going to win. There we go. Told you. Can't fight the Grandmaster, you're going to lose. And reset switch. Okay. You know, I didn't see this other one. There's 3 there, but I only see 2 on the other picture. Let me see here. Let's take another picture. Where's the cables at? So that's the ones I have in. PK lit. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay. Say PK what? PLED. Oh, speaker. Duh. Speaker and the LED. I knew some. Like, ain't I missing one? Okay, so I got those in. Not the easiest. Like I said. And if I get those wrong, it's not a big deal. It's low power. It's not going to do any damage. You just go back in, you fix it. Like if I hit that and it doesn't power on, I go down there, flip those. The negative and positive don't seem to make a difference. Somebody tried to say that, but then again, no. That's what I have to say to that. This doesn't even have. This is. Which one is this one? I think this is the one that goes to the back. It's one of the USB cables. They both look identical, easy to recognize because you have all the pinholes and then one blocked. And you just gotta line up the blocked one with the missing pin one over here. It's not that hard. And these ones don't really snap in, so you can sit there and push. You're not gonna hear it. Okay, where's the other one at? These are all my main power. That means here it is. The other one's right here. I do like the way this case is designed because I can pull these cables back more and actually line it up. Why is this one? That one's not right. Am I seeing things? I might have grabbed the wrong one. There's a few of these cables that look almost identical. This is the one that goes over there. So this goes through here, and the whole slot is there. So it's another one of those ones where you got to turn it the wrong way, which I always hate doing, especially if I'm messing with what I call open pins. So, because you don't want to bend open pins. I mean, you can bend it back in place, but if you continually bend those, you know, it's like anything else. Sooner or later, it's going to lose its strength, rigidity, and break. Okay, that's in. See if I can't find. I don't have the other set of the. Let's go. See if I can find what. One, two, three, four. Oh, what a relief it is. Where's the third one? Oh, that was the third one. See, this is what I don't see where it goes. I've never seen. No, it's not there. It's not there. Might be something that connects on the other side. Not too worried about it. I'll figure that out later. And the reason I wanted to get the LEDs right, there's an actual LED button up here which controls lighting. Like I said, there's going to be times he probably doesn't want it lighting up. And we're going to get it set up like that for him. Which is why they bundled these all up all weird. And I was like, oh, I almost wish that they let me do it instead of them doing it. The only thing is with them doing it, it does make it easier. Just gotta find the end of said plugs. So it goes through here. That goes through there. That's the fan coming up through here. So the plug is this weird sort of almost SATA looking. It is a SATA plug. Looks like they're going to use SATA power for it then. Okay. That narrows down where it plugs in. That means it plugs in towards the front of the board over here, which means I'll go through this little hole over here. Where is this guy plugged in at? What are you coming off of? Oh yeah, that's right. You're coming off of. Never mind. once I have my workshop set up properly, you guys will be able to see why PC builders usually their biggest complaint is the cabling in the back and how it comes and how annoying it is. It doesn't go in these SATAs though, does it? No, it shouldn't go on that unless. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's another set of. Hold on. Whoops, the fall. See, these are the normal SATAs I'm used to. That's the fat SATA, which I'm not used to. Well, I am used to this particular SATA, but on copiers. Is this the one that has the bottom piece? No. It's a new piece to me. Oh wait, I'm about to smack myself. It should look the same as the one up there. I mean, I could have tried to Molex the whole thing, but then he wouldn't be able to control the colors, and that's not what we want. It's not what it is. What the heck am I thinking? Again, they did the setup. Now I gotta figure out. Goes directly into the power supply. Goes in the power supply SATA cabling. I've not seen that. And the power goes, yeah. I ain't seen that ever done like that before. Well, bound to run into new stuff, right? So I'm not going to put it into that SATA one because I can put it into, no, that's the right one because the power's right there. Yeah, let's use this one. And then this plugs in. I don't know why they didn't put it on the same SATA. No, it doesn't plug into this. Because this is... So that's plugged in, that's plugged in. It's just a wiring mess. Once I get it done, I'm more worried about getting the rest of this done for you guys. It's already 9:30. I'm so tired. Oh, hey, what's up, Goku? You name it 1-800 garbage. On the regular messenger, I don't think... let me see here. On my Facebook? I don't see it. Oh, probably because it's under message request. There you are. It's like block and delete. Where's the option to add them? Oh. You don't have to worry about the shipping. I got the shipping covered for you, Goku. For yours and Dirty's, I had the shipping covered. I didn't think... he was worried because he's got some other stuff to take care of, which is going to cost money. But no, I already have the shipping covered for him. I already had planned that in. So we are good there. I don't know what this one plug goes to. Heck, the way it's going, it might take me more than one day anyways. I haven't had to do the LEDs like this before, and this one actually has one extra plug I've never seen, and it doesn't look like it hooks up to the motherboard at least. And I don't see anything on the power supply it would hook up to. I swear it's the remote for it. Where does this connect to? The hard thing is I can't even see where it connects to. That's... Might have to do this in just 2 sessions just so you guys can see it all. I want to make sure about... This is where the remote side is, where the on-off and everything is. Alright, so I got most of the cabling in. I can actually see it a little bit better from this angle, so. Now I remember where one of these go. If I am correct, I'm gonna laugh. Oh. Is this the one that goes? oddly right here with the weird. Yep. Okay, got that one in. Let me get the fan on, and I'll get the GPU on, and we may stop for the night just so I make sure I have all the other stuff correct. I don't want to mess up on anything for this because it's very particular. So the fan, which I just had right here, there. I'm just going to go through. I never read directions, but just because it's very specific, and also between him and Dirty, they didn't have a lot of money, but they were nice enough to purchase off of me. So we can use AMD's fan for this because the CPU should not be producing a crazy amount of heat. So the little Wraith fan is what they call it, WRAITH, I believe is how you spell it. You can see it says AMD, see there. Don't touch right here. The peel is not on there, but that gray they already have, where the center part of it is there. I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting. That's already the thermal paste. So, let's see, did they do it again? Yeah, we can do it this way. Good, perfect. So before I ever plug it in, I line it up as best I can. Try to go as flush as I can to where the holes are. Yeah, they did it to where the, faces the front. Come on, Brian. Remember how this works. I just did one too, so you'd think. Domino, domino, domino. Almost forgot the back plate. I was like, why is it not lining up just perfect? The holes look too big. On some of them, there's a back plate and it comes off when you unscrew the other thing. On other ones, there isn't. There's a back plate that stays on. Excuse me, let me at least be accurate with what I say there. Go. Again, like a car tire that has 4 lugs, go from one corner to the next corner, opposite of it. Do not tighten all the way. Then go to the next 2. Do not tighten all the way. Just work your way to it. It's not going to kill you. It takes a second longer. Because of the heat sink, I'm going to have to turn the fan shroud this other way. It just makes it easier. Again, so here's your shroud, like I was saying. Because of the heat thing there, if I try to put the shroud the other way, it'll actually hit it, and we don't want that. Oh, are you lining up with the hole? You going in the hole? I so totally forgot about that too. I cannot. Maybe I did tighten you a little too tight then, I guess. Went against my own rules. Loosen it a little bit. I don't want to bend over this way, but go. Once I got one in, the other one went in pretty easily. There are some universal things I wish motherboards, power supplies had. They don't tend to do that. I don't know why. I don't run the show. Okay. So there's your AMD Wraith fan, and the fan is power side is over there. Let's make sure I line up the plug right. Yeah, it'll go that way. Should go this way. I usually don't like putting the plug over the fan like that, but it's the only way it's going to fit on this particular one. It doesn't cause anything. It's an aesthetics thing. There's no issue with it in a physical manner. There we go. As I say, that's going on too hard. So you see that's in the way. I can get it. What I'll do is I'll get a tie strap and put it up to right there, and then it'll be out of the way completely, and you won't even see it unless you look directly at it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get in his graphics card. His graphics card is the thing that I'm pretty impressed with. So Dirty got a 6650. Mr. Goku's got the 6750. So I went with the FXX one because it was actually about $40 cheaper for the same thing. Why pay more? So you got your 12 gigabytes of GDR6, like I said, 1440p gaming, stuff like that. I still recommend people, especially if they're being competitive of any nature, don't go with the 1440, play at 18 and have some fun with that. Keep your FPS high, and you still get good quality. Other people's like, oh, I can see the difference, I can see the difference. I can't see the difference on gaming. I can on some movies. On gaming, it looks the same to me. I have yet to see, outside of, maybe when they're doing the cutscenes and stuff. The cutscenes, yeah, because those are more movie quality, but the game, I'd rather have the FPS and worry about the other stuff. Now the box is enormous compared to what Dirty's was, but I think the card is actually slightly smaller than Dirty's. But man, these cards are so big compared to what they used to be. Okay, so, and it's heavy. Wow. So you guys can see that. Just to give you a reference, that's my wrist on one end. That's my elbow on the other end. Okay, and usually that's between 8 to 12 inches. I think it's about 10 inches on mine. I got a long reach for a short guy. Well, call myself short, but I'm 5'10", so I'm not really short. I'm just not tall. Mr. Average. Let's get this bad boy out of its package. Start lining it up. Like most of the newer cards, it's going to take up multiple slots, so I'm going to have to take multiples out of here. I did, that's the other thing I forgot on Dirty's, that's right. So actually, pretty impressed. It's not plastic. It sounds like plastic when you go like that, but it's not plastic. It's more like that die-cast sort of metal for the back plating. So it'll pull that heat off a little better. Make sure you do this. There is a peel off. No, I don't get no satisfaction from peel offs. I don't understand that. But this is definitely metal. You got your plastic top. Looks really, really nice. And this also, yeah, there's a little bit of peel off. Just make sure you get all the peel offs off of it. You don't want the peel offs on there. Matter on how hot this guy gets is gonna cause problems if you have it on there. I swear it looks like it has a peel off on top. I just don't see. Oh, here we go. Maybe? Yeah, it has a peel off on it. It's just, oh yeah, that actually looks better without this on it too. Again, I don't get the satisfaction that other people do from peel offs. I don't even understand it. Most of that stuff where they talk about, oh, it's so satisfying, so satisfying. I don't get it. Maybe it's a generational thing. What's satisfying to me is peace and quiet, not ASMR stuff, not other noises and visuals. The visuals that I might say are satisfying to me are just your normal stuff. Hey, you get that pretty sunset with the pink and orange and red sky. Man, this guy's big. I thought it was smaller than Dirty's. It may be the same size. It's going to go in this way, so you'll see the Radeon 6750 XT on it. And it is 1.2. Too deep. So I couldn't put it in this way. I'm going to have to... You're going to tell me that the third fan is a little too big. I measured this out on the web page. There we go. Oh, with plenty of room too. Okay, good. So since I got it in there already, what I got to do, line this up with that, see which two it is. It's going to be number 2 and number 3. No reason to actually pull it back out. They're making these so big, you have to get full-size cases now, and full-size cases are so much more expensive. I mean, it's hard to find a full-size case. Like this case right here even, we got lucky and got it on sale because I recently went back on and looked at it, and this case is now at $100 for the cheapest one, and we got this one for, I can't quite remember, I think it was 74 or 64. I think it was 64. I don't know if I would have spent 74 on it. Okay, let's get this in here. We'll get a quick peek at it. We'll probably close up shop for the night, more because I'm in a lot of pain. But I can always finish it tomorrow. Plus, I have to do a lot of the software and stuff like that tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna work out just nicely. Every company does this different too, and it drives me insane. Oh, I don't have to take that. I can take this off. You know, you see this has tempered glass and it has a swivel panel. So you can take off the swivel panel if you push up. The back of it's black. And I think his glass was actually tinted. I don't know why they tighten it so much. You don't have to have it more than hand tight, guys. They're sitting here cranking down the pipes. Go. Trying to see in there. I cannot see in there. Oh, the flashlight went off. I don't remember turning it off. Maybe I did. It's not one you push out, is it? No. But this is one that has the plastic guard, Brian. I just noticed it. Hey, why don't I see the teeth? Somebody built circuit boards before. You'd think I'd be a little smarter about this, huh? Look at that. It wasn't even actually that hard to get on once I actually slid it in there. I was just making sure it was all the way in before I spoke up there, guys. Yeah, that's in there. Nice and neat. So when he does turn off his fans, like he said he might want to, there's going to be very little color to it. You got your AMD and maybe those aluminums. And then this Radeon, which is basically in silver. So there's not going to be a whole lot of color, which is sort of what he wanted. And then when he feels like it, he could always pop on the LEDs. Maybe it's dark in his room and he actually needs to be able to see. So I'll pop that up. When I ship it, no, I'm going to have to ship it with it in there. I'll just have something in there that'll make it nice and snug for him. but I need to line these up. You can see, because what you got to worry about, there's nothing holding the back end on, so that's sag. So I have some stuff that actually can go in here. It's this thick inflatable stuff. Should be that one. Should be these two. Just start it up. I'm not in the right hole, am I? When I get tired, my eyesight gets really bad, guys. I have 20/10 vision until I get tired. Once I get tired, at least I know where it fell. Once I get tired, it's 20/10 still. It's just, I get this, like when you're looking into the distance in a hot day thing going on, which is not a good thing. Okay, I got that in there. Okay, so for the most part, outside of the glass and stuff like that, this is what it's going to look like. There's not going to be a whole lot of cabling. Most of the stuff I'll be able to push back. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of cabling in it already. So it's going to be nice and slick. I'll put, like I said, something in here. Just I'll make sure I remind you, Goku, that when you get it, because otherwise this will cause, it'll start to sag basically. And what a lot of people do right here is they'll take some Lego. I don't know why it's not Legos. They'll take some Lego and they'll put it up here and build up until it sits like that. That's like the new thing to do. Looks like there's a switch right here. It probably has something to do with the LED. And here's where the power goes. That's back here. I don't want to plug those in just in case I do have to take it off. I don't think I will have to take it off, but when I'm finishing up the cabling, I may finish up the cabling off screen tomorrow just so I can get it done. It's nothing you guys really need to see, but when I get it to a point where it's powered on, I want you guys to see it powered on. So it may be after I get the windows loaded up onto it. I might not be able to have time to ship it out tomorrow either. Like Goku is even worried about paying. Like I said, he didn't. I thought I had told him, but he's covered for this particular shipping on this. I had got him on it. If he wants to get me back later, he can do that on his own. He knows I stream on other stuff anyways. But they do, Goku and them do, they play with us, but they do some work for us by being on there watching me and Dirty stream. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to give a little. Yeah, that's really nice. I like this case. It should fit your thing too, Dirty, because this card's might be the same length when you add the end of this. Even the NVMe is hiding in there real well because it's so dark. I might want to do a black and silver setup for myself because I really like the way the silver is looking on this. And if I use the white lighting from the LED, hit off the silver. Okay, guys. Like I said, let me cut it off there. I hate to cut it off even before I get it done, but I mean, I had to work today. I'm in quite a bit of pain. I should be back tomorrow. I'll let Dirty and them know so they can start streaming it too. But all we're going to do tomorrow, I should have the software. Like I said, I should already have everything done and the windows on it. And what I can do is power it on, show you guys what it looks like. Maybe throw a game on there, something that's easy to load, just so you guys can see it. Maybe like World of War Tanks or something like that, which I can actually play with a keyboard. Bring out my gaming keyboard and mouse. Let you guys see what it's like. I actually may be able to finish it up in my room at that point because I have a desk there. Once this is all built, I can fit it on the desk. I just couldn't do it. All of a sudden, I can't stop coughing. I just couldn't do it with all these parts. As you can see, I didn't even really have enough room in this big garage because a lot of it's taken up. There's all these projects we're doing, trying to get, because this house is still relatively new. It was finished being built in 2019, end of September. And we've been in it since then, but you know, it really takes a long time to get things going. I'll shout out my own little promo here. My specialty on this stuff, Dirty knows it, Goku and them know it. I have the ability to get some of these parts a little cheaper with my veterans knocked down and stuff like that, but also I spend a lot of time researching these parts. This BUilD, like I said, this case alone was supposed to be $100. I think we paid $64, so almost half. This guy right here, I got it for $40 less than the other 6750s. The only thing I probably wasn't able to save money on was the CPU. I got the 32 gigs for about $6 less. I got this for almost $50 less too, the power supply. And it got really good ratings from, I think it was Zach's Tech Turf. He goes over power supplies a lot, talking about not just going off of the bronze rating and stuff like that, but looking at the tier list. And you want to be in the C or B tier when you're mid-grade. But we're looking at a machine that he paid, I want to say just under $800. But it's an $1,100, $1,200 machine easy. And probably even more with the way prices are going up right now. So I think we did really good for him. That's my specialty. So if you guys are looking for a machine and you don't want to pay until you're broke, I might be lucky enough to help you guys out there. There are a couple of other guys like ZTT, like the Toasty Bros and stuff like that. They can do it too. Mine's more personalized because it's just me doing it. So if you want to support somebody, I mean, it'd be nice if you guys can. If you can't, I understand that too. I'm just trying to get some of the stuff cleaned up while I talk to you guys. Just cleaned up enough so I have it over here. And again, like I said, tomorrow, once I get the software on, because the cabling's pretty much done, I got to put that cable on, plug it in just to test, make sure everything's running, then turn it off, and do a little bit of cable management for them so it looks nice and neat. Keep these cables out of the way. Like I said, I want to have as little cables as possible. Make sure that this one remote cable, because there's no other plug or plug-in space that matches it. I just want to make sure I'm not losing my mind. It might be a specialty controller that actually is in one of the things that I didn't see. So if you guys can, like I said, be ready tomorrow. I'll try to get this to where we just have to, I can show you the windows, I can show you it running. I do have a monitor to run it on. And hopefully it'll be in our room. So y'all have a great night. Sorry for how long it took and the fact that I couldn't get it the way I wanted to, but at least I was able to show you guys some of it. Let me see if I can give you guys a nice, decent look at the case. Like I said, it's all black and then a little bit of silverish gray, so there's not much color to it, which is what he sort of wanted. The front, you can see there's a big airspace right there in the front. You can see the front has a little bit of tempered glass, and then the backside is just metal, so it's not too important. But I really do like the aesthetic of the black with the silver. I might, if this other thing pulls through where I'm supposed to get this particular money, I'm going to do some pre-builds. I might just do some of them in that because it's very basic, but it looks really nice. And then I can do another one with the white and silver and basically have the black and white copycats, the twins, and we can go from there. But hey guys, I hope you're having a great night. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining in.